Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm gonna make a review about the Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which is my favorite movie, I think, of all the 7 movies, I think, 8 movies, and let's go watch it. Yeah, at the start of the movie, we can see a little girl doing a paint of Freddy Krueger's house and on the floor of the street, of the Elm Street. In the background, we can hear 80s music, which immediately tells you that it's an 80s movie. So the child keeps painting, and at some point, a blonde woman, young blonde woman, appears in the movie. She's walking, getting close to the little girl, say hi to the little girl, and by that appears inside the Freddy Krueger's house, the house we all know, and it's raining and it's dark, and she comes outside the house and she starts seeing a couple guys playing, with the legs, jumping the legs, like everybody remember, right? And okay, she goes inside the house, but at this point nobody knows who is she, right? Like nobody knew. Something's falling up the stairs. She see a little tricycle falling from the stairs of the house. Again, she turns around and immediately she appears in the boiler's room where Kincaid and Joey appears. Joey grabs her by the shoulder and she turns around and realizes she get them both into her dream again. So they start blaming her on having nightmares repeatedly. And meanwhile, on a big tube, Kincaid dog, Jason, named Jason. It's kind of funny how the dog is named Jason, because Jason is another serial assassin of Halloween's movie, right? So I don't know, directors or producers may have named Kincaid's dog as Jason just to make fun of the competition, right? The other movie. Okay, so the dog comes out of the tube and bites Kristen's arm. But at this point, we are all wondering what happened with Patricia Arquette, which used to be the Kristen who used to play a Kristen character, right? What the production says about her missing is that she couldn't play this movie because she was pregnant. However, the internet website says that she wasn't agreeing with the pay. Okay, so that was the real reason. Okay, so Kristen wakes up after the bite and she realized it was a dream. After, she's on her way to Rick, his boyfriend's house, and at this part of the movie we are all meeting the new characters. Alice met the sportive guy. She's in love with him, with the sportive guy of the school. He comes out of his truck and they say hi to the punk girl who is addicted of working out, of the fitness. We met Sheila too, the one that is asthmatic and nerd kind of girl. And okay, so after, we can see a little shot of Riggs working out on on karate. He's practicing in the garage of his house, and that's it. We met the Alice and Rick's father, who is kind of maleness and alcoholic, and I don't like him. I kind of hate him. He seems to be very mean to Alice, especially Alice, not Rick that much. After we met all the new characters of the sequel and the new protagonist of the movie, which is Alice Johnson, we can see a scene where Kincaid is sleeping, and it seems that he's gonna be the first victim. So he's on his dream. He shows up in the trunk of a car in the middle of a dumpster of cars, and he's trapped in the trunk. He tried to go out. He starts knocking the trunk. Jason, the dog, shows up, and this scene is kind of funny because he pee fire, right? Like, it's, I don't know, ridiculous. It makes me laugh too. Like it's not only a horror movie to me, right? Like, anyways, the dog pee fire, and Freddy comes out, and his skeleton start regenerating. So he shows up and kills Kincaid when he was telling him, "You should haven't buried me." And so Kincaid in his dream starts before he got killed starts yelling, "Oh, Freddy's back, Freddy's back." After that dream, Freddy goes after Joey. Joey is having he's falling asleep with the lights of his bedroom on while listening music. So when he falls asleep, he feels something that is moving on his shelter, right? His shelter is moving, so he turns around. And it's supposed to be a water shelter, and the model that was hanging on the wall in a picture, she she appears inside of the shelter, like swimming, right? So he's like, oh wow, like shock, and he tries to relieve her, desperately. He started, doing something. And after this, he's obviously dreaming, and Freddy comes out. The model that was inside the shelter disappeared, and Joey, I don't know, he's surprised, like he's still looking for her, and meanwhile Freddy comes out of the shelter, trapping him and killing him while he was telling him, how about this wet dream? And that's how Joey dies. The next morning, Kristen gets into the classroom, and she doesn't see Joey and Kincaid, so she immediately yells and scared and worried, and she get a anxiety attack. So Rick tried to, calm her down. She hits her head with the wall. She passes out. She shows up in the nursery where the nurse transformed into Freddy Krueger's. So he scared her and she wakes up, okay? After that, she's sent home where her mother put some drugs in her coffee for she to fall asleep. Because she's worried about she haven't sleep in many days. Anyway, she falls asleep, and she follows the advice of Alice on dreaming something beautiful and cute, something fun, and she stops in the beach, and she's chilling around, and after that she sees something weird on the ocean. Before he reaches her, the Freddy's glove crash against a sand castle, and boom, explodes, and Freddy comes out of the sand. Scared, she starts running, and while she's running, she steps into moving sands, so the sands starts absorbing her, trapping her, right? After she is trapped till her neck, Freddy gets close and stabs her head, so he can send her Freddy's house again. Okay, so she falls, and she, surprise, is in Freddy's house. So she's dreaming suddenly at Freddy's house. Alice shows up, which means that Kristen, how can I say, trap her into her dream too. So Alice shows up, and while Kristen is being burned, she dies burned in her house by the fucking drugs, the pills that her mom gave her. So before she dies, she transferred her powers to Alice, the power of getting others into her dreams, and she dismissed of her BFF. Alice realized she has got some Kristen's habits, such as smoking, for example, and I mean, she supposedly get these habits, right? Meanwhile, in the classroom, Sheila starts falling asleep, and she starts seeing some blood drops falling into her notebook. So she started, I don't know, cleaning the blood, cleaning. She's touching the notebook with the bleed, and suddenly a robotic kind of hand shows up of the book, comes out of the book, of the notebook, and grabs her head. And meanwhile, Alice is staring at her. Alice is in her dream too, and she's looking all that's happening, right? So after this happened, the professor is Freddy. It turns into Freddy, and he get close Sheila. This is the name of the nerd woman, nerd girl, Alice's friends. So Freddy grabs Sheila by the head, kiss her, and start suctioning her the air of her lungs. And since she is asthmatic, he kills her. So goodbye to Sheila. Alice see her die. She start overreacting, like she start getting crazy. And so she wakes up in the classroom by a shock movement, and she wakes up, and she immediately after she wakes up goes to Sheila and try to help her. So she finally dies. After that, we see Alice in her funeral, and Alice and Alice's friends in her funeral. Oh no, sorry, this is Rick's death. Okay, after Sheila's death. So after Sheila's death, we can see Rick's sitting on a bathroom toilet. He's dreaming, and he's dreaming on cheerleaders comes inside the toilet with him and start cheering up him while he's in there in the toilet. And after that they leave. He wakes up and he opened the toilet, and he see Kristen on his dream in the mirror. She's looking at him by the mirror, like flirting with him. And after, she turns around, and she's totally burned, like the way she died, and says like this, and it's Freddy, right? It was Freddy scaring him. So he gets trapped inside the toilet, which converts in an elevator. Start falling. It opens, and he is in a kind of a dojo, karate dojo, where he starts having a fight with Freddy, in which the fight ends up with Rick's death. After, we can see in the Rick's funeral, where is Alice and all his friends, her surviving friends. We can see she's dreaming on the coffin opens, and Rick comes out and start making a joke with her, like telling her, hey, what's going on, whatever. And he dismisses and says, I guess it's time to leave. So he goes back in the coffin, and she wakes up. Like she normally have dreams while she's wake up, Yes. After that, she realized she got the Rick's how can I say, powers, like Rick's abilities such as karate, and she started practicing into her while she's staring at her in the mirror. In the mirror is seen, we can tell that it's not the actress, the real actress, but a professional martial arts person, right? Because he's wearing a wig, which looks very, very fake, like not like the Alice hair, right? So anyways, she started practicing to face Freddy. She's dreaming she's in a movie theater, watching a movie, and she's watching an old movie, like black and white movie, and suddenly the popcorns and the soda are being absorbed by the screen of the movie theater. So she gets trapped into the screen, into the movie, and where she appears in the coffee shop where she works. And so she's sitting on the bar, and the old lady that shows up is herself, but older, the old version of her. When she sees a pizza in the bar, Freddy comes next to her, shows up next to her, and start, the meatballs of the pizza are the Freddy's souls, the souls that he has trapped. So he's like, you know, talking with her, like touching the balls and saying like whatever, trying to scare her, right? And after that, we will see Debbie's dead. While Alice is still in the coffee shop with Freddy, he tells her turn around to see a screen where in the screen is Debbie's working out on her basement. So he shows her, he's like kind of showing her the next is Debbie. So she wakes up and looks for Dan to go Debbie's house to save her. So on her dream, Debbie is working out. Sorry, before she falls asleep, she was working out her biceps, and after that, Freddy shows up in her dream and starts holding her hand, pushing it down till he breaks her arms. So after that, she stands up and she starts running from him. She appears in a hallway, which turns into a kakarashi trap with a sticky floor. And obviously she can leave, so she's trying to escape, and suddenly he's holding, out of the nowhere, he's holding the little box where Debbie's trapped inside, and he smashed it with his hands, killing Debbie. So meanwhile, Alice is trapped in a repetitive dream where he gets into the truck with Dan, and they start driving, and they then end up in the same spot, which is the outside of the coffee shop where Alice works and where she's meeting over and over again with Dan. Alice and Dan finally crash with a tree, which end up with Dan at the hospital, where the doctors put him to sleep. And Alice, obviously, she prepares to fight Freddy. She starts getting ready with her dead friend's belongings for she to get luck or more power or whatever his abilities, and she put herself to sleep. And finally she wakes up and she gets into Dan's dream to save him. Dan wakes up because the doctor wake him up, and she starts finally the fight with Freddy, where after she make a couple of tries of killing him with guns and weapons and whatever, she remembers a poem where it basically says that he gotta look himself into a mirror. So Freddy, looking his reflection, start burning, becoming weak, getting weak. And after that, the souls he trapped start coming out of his body and start ripping him, right? Ripping him in pieces, the little bodies inside his body, which seems to be the souls. At the end of the movie, we realize that Alice realizes that she's pregnant by Dan, and we can see them both walking in a park surrounding a water fountain, while Alice stares the water reflection of the fountain, and suddenly she see the figure of Freddy Krueger in the water, meaning that there will be a fifth part of the movie that he will come back. So guys, this is it. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for giving the thumbs up. Please give me a like. Please comment which is your favorite part of the movie. Mine is where Alice is staring at herself on the coffee shop, and where she appears with the pizza. That's my favorite part. And all Rick scenes, because I like this actor too much. When I saw him in this movie, I like him. It was my favorite character. Some facts you didn't know about this movie is that it was the one that raked out more earnings. Was a top seller of this year and this decade too, and it was the most successful movie of all the Freddy Krueger's sequels. Of each single movie, it was the most watched by people and very top rated. Oh, and also I forget, my favorite scene of Alice too is where she is in the cinema, and she gets trapped in the movie. Well guys, thanks for watching. Please share, comment, and subscribe, clicking below, and thanks for watching. See you. Bye.